What up, guys? This is Guido, the creator of Bout's Most Wanted Scammers. And it's time for the monthly episode number 5 of Interrogation. Again, you guys ask me questions. I pick 10 questions. You will remain anonymous. And so long as it's sort of a form of a question, I'll go ahead and answer it. But before we get down and dirty, if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're not a member of Bout's Most Wanted Scammers, go to Facebook, type in Bout's Most Wanted Scammers in the search bar, fill out all the questions, send a request, and update yourselves on yesterday's and today's Bout Scammers. So let's get this thing done. Question number 1. Are Steelers going to the playoffs this year? The way that we've been playing, I don't think so. Question 2, what is your next bout? Currently having a block logo WWF Big Eagle made by, I believe it's pronounced Hyatt Championship bout. So hopefully at the end of mid-December, I'll have that bout, and I'll do an open box bout review on it for all you guys to check out. Question 3, Antonio Mendoza called you Guido the Hut. What's your response to that? Well, I'm assuming that he was joking. I did ask for proof on that just to make sure. Sure enough, a screenshot was sent of that comment. I have it. It's the truth. That's what he said. If he was joking around, then I'll joke around back to say his leather sucks. But remember, if you were joking around, brother, then I'm joking around too. And if you weren't joking around, then I'm not joking around. So you pick it. All right. Question number 4. Andre R.Y. Diaz. I'm still shocked about Andre scamming Eric. Why would he risk his reputation? Some people get greedy. Apparently this Eric individual was somewhat new to the Powerball Championship belts group, and weird thing is that Andre invited him over and let him know, hey, dude, I got, a spot left. Why don't you take it? And he paid for it, and he took it. I think it was a setup. He was set up and ultimately was scammed. So, something tells me I did see a list there before I was blocked of individuals that has won multiple times, and there was this one guy that won that same one that Eric had won. He was replaced, and he's won so many. He's like the number 1 guy that's won many of these events, and that kind of raises a concern. And it's just weird about it. It's kind of fishy that that name Johnny something is the number 1 guy that's won so many events on that thing. It's just fishy. It stinks on that. Is this individual for real? Is he a real individual? This guy Johnny, I forgot the last name, but or is he a made up person that Andre made up, and who knows? I don't know. Who knows? But it's just fishy all around. But yeah, sometimes these bout makers or admins of groups or moderators or middlemen, they get greedy, and it happens. So watch out for that cocksucker, Andre R.Y. Diaz. So watch out with him at Powerball Championship belts or some shit. All right. Question number 5. Gary Sutton was on his knees dancing for you. Is he your bitch? Of course he is. He's my bitch. He's my little cum dumpster there. So anybody wants to fuck him, you gotta pay me for him. So just like my little pet, you know, I throw him a couple of treats and he does whatever I tell him to do. So all right, number 6. Here we go. Tyler Dove said, Guido's stealing all the food that could be going to the homeless. I mean, look at the guy. So, again, I asked for proof on this comment. Sure enough, someone sent me a screenshot, and that's what Tyler Dove says. Well, again, joking. If he was joking, well, I do eat a lot. There's no doubt about it. I'm 285 pounds, so it is what it is, you know. But, yeah, so if you were joking, you know, at least I don't fuck my farm animals. So that's all I got to say about that. And then if you're not joking, it is what it is. So that says that. Question number 7. Mark Maggard commented that you're the biggest joke in the hobby. What is your response? So, again, I asked for proof on that comment. Sure enough, here comes a screenshot. So he really did say that I'm the biggest joke in the hobby. Oof, wow. Well, soon, Marky, you're going to get exposed. And it's not going to be good for you, brother. Soon, I'm going to come up with the video. And you're going to be looking like a fool at the end, bro. That's all I got to say about it, man. You're going to be the biggest joke in the hobby. And that's all I got to say about it. And if you was joking, then I'm joking too. But if you weren't, just like all the other questions, then it is what it is. Question 8. Again, another Gary Sutton question here. Let's see here. You recently activated the Sutton button. Regarding the Sutton button on the shit Arosho's belts about how he was going to blame the customer. What is your thoughts? So I was sent a video clip on how Gary responds. I had made a comment on somebody that had put up a crumb rain from Arosho's belts that had fallen apart. And I put a comment on saying, well, Gary Sutton is going to blame the customer watch. And so the video that I was sent about Gary Sutton, it was true. He ended up blaming the customer. And say something that, oh, the customer, you know, slammed the bout onto the floor, or his girlfriend got pissed off at him, and, you know, she's the one that did it. Goes to show you that there's no accountability, man. You know, the buyer paid $1,550 for that belt, and there's no excuse. That belt shouldn't have fallen apart, period. Especially paying that much money? Nah, man. And I knew that he was going to blame the customer. You know, that's the scapegoat. I knew he was going to do that because he never accepts accountability. You know, but that's the way that he is. You know, he's always going to try to find a way to justify No, it wasn't completely, my maker's fault. It was like more of a 10% his fault, but the 90% was for, the customer. He must have dropped it, messing around with it, blah, 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 blah. So that's the way that he is, doesn't want to accept accountability. And just to be on record, I actually don't have a problem with Saeed or Arosha belts. I think that the maker is awesome, and I think their belts are great. But every maker out there is not perfect, and I've always been saying this. There is no such thing as a perfect belt maker. They all have errors, and and unfortunately, Saeed just happened to fall this time. So all he's got to do is learn from this situation, stop using crappy ass glue, and maybe screw on the wrestlers onto the belt. So, but the broken screw, I think it was also a broken screw and a broken male snap on the belt. So there was a lot of issues with that belt. For almost $2,000, there's just no excuse on why these things fell apart on the guy. That's ridiculous. But again, I don't wish any ill will on Arosha's belts or Saeed. I respect them. They do awesome work. But as far as for Gary Sutton, it's just garbage. They don't need Gary Sutton. That's my honest opinion. All right, so that was question 8. Question number 9. Spanning the globe. Talking shit again about you. When are you going to open up a can of whoop ass on their candy asses? Again, same thing with the whole Mark Maggard comments. Sooner, hopefully soon, I'm going to do a video. I think I mentioned this on my last interrogation episode where I had said that, I was going to be respectful, but what's been happening lately, the last few episodes of Spanning the Globe, they really are, talking shit about me and my group still. So when I do this video, the gloves are off. Sorry, fellas, but you guys asked for it, man. You guys talking a lot of shit. And you can't say that you guys are just joking now. There is no just joking about it. Like I mentioned before, you guys talk shit about me and my group months and months ago for like 3 to 4 months in a row. And I've counted over 10 episodes where you mentioned me and my group talking shit and basically making up lies about me and my group. And I will address all that on the videos when it's time. But yeah, when that video comes out, I was going to be respectful, but nah, not anymore, man. You guys asked for it. Question number 10, last question. Ken Harper. Ken Harper. What's the story with Ken Harper? I'm confused. Is he a scammer or not? So with the whole Ken Harper situation, so this is the long story short. All right, so basically our lab put out a post about he mentioned Ken Harper, Tyler Dove, who else, Grandpa Walker, and I think another person, and all the stuff, but one thing was interesting, and that happened to be a comment from Ken Harper. So our lab, I hit up Ken Harper because the case was open. And this is another thing, guys. When someone comes up to me and they open up a case of wrongdoing, I got to do my investigation. Okay? So when someone comes up to me and says that this Ken Harper is blackmailing me, I gotta go and ask for proof. Okay, do you have proof? And then I ask proof for on the other side from Ken Harper. So this investigation was just like all of my other investigations are done privately. They're not out in the open. So that's number one, okay? Is that this investigation was between me, Ken Harper, and our lab. That's number one. Our lab showed me pictures, screenshot, and a little bit of evidence. Enough for me to ask questions to Ken Harper. Ken Harper decides, now, I could go public with it now because he made a decision to go ahead, and either I heard that he went to Grandpa Walker and let him know what was going on, and that Grandpa Walker contacted the scamming, loving lawyer, meth head, Gary Sutton, and then that's when Gary Sutton publicized the incident. Or also it could have been Ken Walker just simply going to the meth head Gary Sutton and letting him know what was going on, then Gary Sutton publicizing the situation. Either way, Ken Harper decided to make it public, okay? Whenever I do an investigation, it's always a private investigation. It's always private. I'm not the one that goes public. The same thing happened when I investigated Tyler Dove when he was on the chopping block. Again, with that one, E.J. Cali opened up, a case with me, and I went ahead and conducted an investigation. Tyler Dove decides to go tell the scamming loving lawyer, the meth head, Gary Sutton. So what happens there? Gary Sutton goes ahead and publicizes the whole fucking thing. So it's not me that's doing this, okay? I'm keeping everything private. They're the ones that deciding to make this public. I don't mind that. I don't care about that. So long as I do my investigation and it gets done the right way, that's all that matters. So when someone comes up to me and they want to open up a case and they have some form of evidence, that's just enough for me to go ahead and pursue with the case. So that's what happened. Tyler Dove, the case was put on the shelf. E.J. Kelly decided to drop it, and that's what happened with that case. This case with Ken Harper, our lab was supposed to send me some more proof. I gave him a time limit because he was taking a little too long, and it went over the time limit. So with that being said, Ken Harper was off the hook. And that was the end of that. I was not trying to, someone said that I was trying to lead him to say that he was guilty, like on purpose or something like that, because I said that if you ignore my questions, then that's an automatic guilty plea. Well, here's my thing about it. If you are innocent, then you have nothing to hide. If you are ignoring me and don't respond to my questions, then what's up with that? It's fishy. That's already bringing concerns. So that's already saying that you're guilty. You're hiding something then. That's what that was. I was fair. I asked Ken Harper some evidence. He showed me some screenshots of I think the national title or something like that, the NL, and which was not even the bout that was in question anyway. He paid for that bout, and there was nothing wrong with it. He got a discount on that for promoting. That's fine. That's not a big deal. When you pay for a bout, you're good. problem with the Ken Harper situation was a small comment that he made about telling our lab, go ahead and post pictures of your bout, and I'll just go ahead and leave comments on how awesome it is. And since I have a voice in the hobby, people are going to see my comment and they're going to want to buy the bout. That was the small issue that I had. That was the issue that I had. And it was pretty small, but nonetheless, there was something enough for me to pursue an investigation. Because he made a comment of pretty much saying, go ahead and put the bout up, dude, and I'll go over there and I'll just say how great it is. I'll say how badass this thing is. And then people, you know, I'm a voice in the hobby, so people are gonna believe what I'm saying. It sounds fishy because we all know that when it comes down to our lab, not all of his work is great, especially recently. You know, he's been putting up some not too good belts up there. So the way that I'm seeing is that if our lab were to put a nut up to, you know, not so good plates or a belt, Ken Harper is just going to say how good it is. And that's the fishy, and that's the problem with that comment that he made. I sent him a screenshot of it. He's seen it. He didn't elaborate on that. And since our lab didn't provide further proof on it, I decided to just terminate the investigation for right now. But I did let him know that if our lab decides to send me more proof, more evidence on it, then the case can be reopened. That's all that was. Okay, so I heard that that supposedly that I said that, you know, he was a scammer. Ken Harper is not a scammer. Okay, so let's get that straight. You're hearing this straight out of my mouth. I have never said Ken Harper was a scammer. Yes, he was being investigated for a comment that he made, because that comment was, you know, a little fishy, a little suspect. But at the end, he was found to be not guilty for now, because our lab couldn't provide any further evidence or proof. So whoever's saying that I said, and I believe it was the fellows from Spanning the Globe with Grandpa Walker, putting words in my mouth saying that I said that Ken Harper was a scammer. I never said that. Never said that. You guys are lying, okay? So I've never said that. I have the screenshots to prove it. So quit making up shit. You know, and this is why the glove is going to come off when I do the video on you guys' asses. It is what it is. But anyways, so yeah, so Ken Harper's been let off the hook. And I already explained about the Tyler Dove situation. You know, again, when someone comes up to me and they want to open up a case, I'm not going to ignore them. I'm not going to ignore them. It doesn't matter who it is. So long as they have some proof or something, that's enough for me to open up an investigation. Now, our lab, I know that for those of you that don't know, he's actually be on the lookout on my list. But even though that he is be on the lookout, he still has a right to come up to me and to open up a case on somebody or anybody else that's out there. Even a scammer can also still come up to me and say, hey, so-and-so and so-and-so is doing shady business, this and that. Okay, cool. Where's the evidence at? Boom, here it is. All right, cool. I'm going to start getting started on the investigation, and I'll let you know what's going to happen. Even scammers still have the right to open up a case, to come up to me to open up a case on somebody else. So, you know, that's me being fair. Yeah, they're labeled as a scammer and they fuck somebody over, but if there's an opportunity that they're trying to expose another person that fucked another person over, why not take advantage of that situation? It's the way I'm seeing it. If a scammer is going to drop a dime on another scammer, fuck it. Hey, give me the evidence and we'll go from there. There's nothing wrong when a scammer drops a dime on another scammer. It is what it is. But anyways, so those were 10 questions that was answered. That was already the end of this month, November. And I'll check you guys out the end of December for Interrogation episode number 6. Peace.